first heat of the girls butterfly for 15-18s. That's Avery Tuminia from Shyamalan in 1. D'Angela Ilbert from Somerville Y in 3. It's in 2 is Tuminia and Kyla O'Keefe from Somerville Y in lane 4. 35-7-4, so a big swim there for Kyla O'Keefe in lane 4.
Yard butterfly. Take your mark.
Heat 2 now. Olivia Polk from Legend Oaks in 1. Kira Boykin from Ashboro in 2. Phoebe Cavoti from Dunes West in 3. Katie Mullen from Crowfield in 4. Royal Dupree from Hobcaw in 5. And Zoe Szymanski from Crowfield in lane 6.
Let's go, Hannah! Yeah, Hannah Lawler! I'm watching you, Hannah!
P3, step up.
For Hobcaw with a big swim there is Dupree Royal, and she'll get to the wall first in 31-24.
Mentioned this yesterday with our younger swimmers, but in the butterfly stroke, just keeping things legal, hands must come out of the water together and in the water together. Feet must also work together. No freestyle or breaststroke kicks allowed, up and down together.
And speaking of keeping these legal, I don't know if I've seen us any DQs today, Tara. We saw quite a few yesterday, but as expected, older kids a little more proficient in their strokes, as they should be. Emily Merle from Park Shore in 1, Lily Feingold from Dunes West in 2, Eliza Stanley, who had that nice freestyle swim in lane 3 for DI, Cheney Crow from James Island in 4, CG Soper from Daniel Island in 5, and in lane 6 that's Kaylee Pratt for Newington. And for Park Shore, down at the bottom of your screen, 30.32 for Emily Merle, and a big drop for her.
50-yard butterfly. Take your mark.
Heat 4, that's Malia Borg for Park Shore in 1, Grace Porter from Shadow Moss in 2, Natalie Burton from Long Point in 3, Emma Overby from Shyamalan in 4, Audrey Smith from Ashboro in 5, and Virginia Cackley from Newington in 6.
Yes, Sophie, son!
Emma Overby from Shyamalan in lane 4 has a beautiful butterfly. Using her as an example, little butterfly kick when the hands go in, big butterfly kick as the hands go out. There's 2 butterfly kicks per stroke. Ooh, Shadow Moss, lane 2.
29-6-7 there for Grace Porter from Shadow Moss. To win that heat, taking second was Malia Borg in lane 1.
50-yard butterfly. Take your mark.
This is heat 5. Peyton Kelly from Pine Forest is in 1. Jackie Rutten from Shadow Moss in 2. Hannah Lawler from Sneak Farm in 3. In lane 4, that's Sarah Burnett for Northbridge. In 5, Rebecca Collins for Legend Oaks. And in lane 6, that's Caitlin Wood from Coosaw.
Lane 3, Hannah Lawler. Her aunt Kelly Kiggins had a few city records for a while. Great breaststroker. Maybe got a pep talk from her aunt Kelly before the meet.
Hannah Lawler will win this heat in 28.92. Looked like taking second was Rebecca Collins in lane 5 in 30.22, and Sarah Burnett was third.
50-yard butterfly. Take your mark.
Heat 5, sixth and final heat, I should say. Mackenzie Fennell from Coosaw in 1, Sophie Fries from Sneak Farm in 2, Ellis Pitts from Long Point in 3, Gil Shaw from Hobcaw in 4, Eliza Smith from Northbridge in 5, and for James Island in lane 6, that's Catherine Beebe. Trying to work those underwaters best they can. And it's going to be Ellis Pitts who's going to hold off Gil Shaw here and get the win here in 26.91.
Just 14/100th between Ellis Pitts and Gil Shaw. What a nice race there at the end.
Sophie Fries taking third there for Sneak Farm.
The next event is event 48. Senior boys, 50-yard butterfly. Heat 1, step up.
All right, sitting down with Ellis Pitts, again, winner of our freestyle, now taking the butterfly.
For the boys 15-18, we have a false start. We'll go ahead and read the names. That's Seth Early from James Island in 1, Adam Bauer from Shadow Moss in 2, or in 2 and 3, I should say. Lucas Millard from Ashboro in 3, and John Michael Stagliano from Pine Forest in lane 5.
Giving Ellis a chance to catch her breath here. Wonderful race. You and Gil Shaw from Hobcaw and Sophie Fries from Sneak Farm were neck and neck at the end. Did you change your mindset towards the end of that race to get into the wall first?
No, just trying to get there as fast as I can, like I was the whole race.
So winning the freestyle, winning the butterfly, if you had to pick a favorite, which one is it?
Oh, definitely freestyle.
Okay, all right. And I feel like it's in the Pitts genes to be really good at breaststroke. Is that, yeah.
It's definitely, I mean, I've gotten a lot better at it since I started swimming year round, but free and fly are definitely my best.
All right, well, congratulations, Ellis.
Thank you.
Swim, boys, you can clear the pool. In 5th place, the 13-14 boys 50 butterfly from the Country Club of Charleston is James Winterfield. 4th place from Shadowmoss, Carson Owens. 3rd from Steve Farm, LaGree Mansfield. 2nd place from Newington, breaking the old meet record, Parker Azevedo. The new meet record holder with a time of 24.59, his 2nd record of the morning from the Steve Farm swim team, Kyle Herdwig. Teachers, step up.
Starting heat 2 of the 15-18 boys 50 butterfly in lane 1, Aiden Cordemus from Long Point. Lane 2, Parker Cap, Chamelon. 3, Joseph Limpesis, James Island. 4, Nicholas Fagley, Profield. 5, Jeremy Garza, Chamelon. And 6, Kiori Ankrum, Northbridge.
Take your mark.
Some swimmers opting to put that towel down on the block, especially these older swimmers that can get more power off the block or more likely to slip. I saw one swimmer with Hobcaw over in the tent who slipped in warm-up, had quite the nugget on the top of her foot. Pretty even at the turn coming home. Most of the young men keeping their head down for a stroke or two before they start breathing. Right now it's lane 3, James Island, Joseph Limpesis coming under the flags. He'll take this heat in a 27.77. Almost a second drop from his seed time.
Girls 50 butterfly. 10th from Legend Oaks and Rebecca Collins. 9th from Parkshore, Malia Moore. In 8th from Shadowmoss, Grace Porter. 7th from Tucson Creek, Mackenzie Fennell. Boys team clear the pool. 6th from James Island, Catherine Beebe. 5th place from Steve Farm, Hannah Lawler. 4th from Northbridge Terrace, Eliza Smith. 3rd from Steve Farm, Sophie Fries. 2nd from Hobcaw, Gil Shaw. And the champion with a time of 26.91 from the Long Point Sailfish, Ellis Pitt.
Let's go ahead, Charles.
What's that? They're ready. You told me to wait.
Okay,
50-yard butterfly.
okay. We're all back.
Take your mark.
I'm wet.
Yeah, Charles, yeah,
This is heat number 3
Let's go, boys.
of the 15-18 boys butterfly. Owen Connolly in lane 1 for Daniel Island. 2 is Daniel Brinson from Hobcaw. 3 is Logan Geyer from Pine Forest. 4 is Brady Powell from Somerville Y. In 5 is Ben Atwood from Northbridge. And in lane 6, that's Mills Long from Parkshore. Looks like Daniel Brinson for Hobcaw, maybe, to get the win there in 27.10.
Way to go, Fatwood. Go, Jack.
50-yard butterfly. Take your mark.
This is heat 4.
A lot of moving on that. Saw several swimmers moving. When they say take your mark, you want to be completely still on that block.
That's Sebastian Pansanella in lane 6, who does an entire 25 before realizing there was a false start.
Good start.
Yeah, Jack.
I think we want to bring in Mike Austin here, who's coordinated this entire production. Mike, who's that swimmer in lane 1?
That looks like Jack Austin.
Are you related to this Jack Austin?
That would be my my youngest son and my only son.
So how does it feel watching your son race, Mike?
You know, it feels a little nerve-wracking, but it's all good. But I'm used to it. I've seen him swim a lot.
Yeah, Mike's had kids in this thing every year.
Heat 5 and you go back to 4. Let him recover.
So now we're going to have some serious
Heat 5, step up.
craziness here. Heat 5 goes before Heat 4, which is going to make this a little more complicated for us. That's Toby Lima in lane 1 for Newington, Will Vandergrift in lane 2 for Bell Hall, Connor Westbrook for Coosaw in 3, Ethan Griffiths from Daniel Island in 4,
Heat 5.
Liam Johnson from Legend Oaks in 5, and Noah McCanna from Somerville Y in 6. the turn there. It's Connor Westbrook from Coosaw Creek with the lead. Ethan Griffith is coming on quick, though, for Daniel Island. Ethan Griffith might go by Connor Westbrook here at the very end. And it is Connor Westbrook holding on 25-4-0.
These finishes have made a huge difference in butterfly with these older swimmers. The ones that know their stroke count, they've practiced it, they know how many strokes they're going to take or landing that finish and ultimately winning the heat.
Margin there was 0.15 of a second.
One false start, charge lane 5. 50-yard butterfly. Take your mark.
So now we're back to heat 4 because time is apparently moving in reverse order. There's Jack Austin.
Jack Austin, great start.
Kyle Gardner from Crowfield's in 2. In 3, that's Connor Erling from Legend Oaks. 4, Lawson Myrtle for Park Shore, who's out to the early lead. Quentin Earl from Shadow Moss is in 5. And in 6, that's Sebastian Ponsanella, who's already swum at 25. Looks like Quentin Earl from Shadow Moss might get in there to win the heat. Just barely ahead of Jack Austin, who closed strong, 26-7-4 there.
I mean, the swimmer in lane 5, he's been ready to go. He had that false start. His adrenaline must have been pumping when in that heat after that false start.
And now we're going for the final heat of backstroke, or butterfly. Man, I can't keep this straight. 23-22 is the meet record. Probably not going to be such sheer. Garrett Tupper from Newington is in 1. In 2, that's Daniel Grimes for Ashboro. In 3, Charles Blanc for Snee Farm. 4, Mason Dupree for Coosaw. In 5 is Hayden Condry from Snee Farm. And 6, Widman Woodhull from Hobcaw. This one's going to be Charles Blanc. Look at that wave coming across the pool. And Charles doing some nice underwaters to get under it. Hasn't breathed yet on this last lap, only at the turn. And Charles Blanc will win this race in 24-4-0.
Hey, good job.
Second there was Daniel Grimes for Ashboro, who after he won the freestyle, and Hayden Condry takes third, a 1-3 finish there for Snee Farm.
The next event is event 49, 13-14 girls, 50-yard backstroke. Heat 1, step in.
And we'll get Charles over here as we get started with the 13-14 backstroke. That's Aniston Jerusalem from Park Shore, just 12 years old in lane 1. Emily Jones from Somerville Y in 2. Sarah Suter from Crowfield is in 3. Lily Butterworth from Ashboro is in 4. Megan Zilke from Pine Forest in 5. And Lily Sullivan for Country Club is in lane 6. And we have Charles Blanc here, the winner of the butterfly event. So Charles, after your freestyle, I know you probably weren't happy to not win that race, so how'd you bounce back in however long you had in between those races to come back in that fly?
Just went back in my tent, talked to my buddies, got excited for the race, and just got my A game and brought it on.
You're swimming so well this year. What's been the key for you to improve your swimming, take it to another level in the past year?
Well, really, I'd say maybe my practice attendance. While I did have like dietary changes, I lost some weight, but I think really coming to practice has helped me a lot, and the great coaching staff at SCSC.
Thank you, Charles. Great job today.
Swim, ladies.